And we're live.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to change this topic on mine. Damn it! So close. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? This is a good day. Colin, it's a good day.
Get to play some games. That's usually like the one downside of doing the show every week. Is like, it's prime gaming time.
It is. We're prime time gaming, and today is a prime time gaming day. Destiny came out, and today's show's pretty much all about Destiny. There's a couple little things that, per tradition, that we need to do. Weekend gaming is one of them. But we want to welcome you guys to Frag. This is episode number 88. I'm joined by my main man, Skyless, a.k.a. Colin.
Okay. I thought you were going somewhere else with that for a second. I thought I had another AKA.
A.k.a. the Sky Captain.
Okay.
You know, Mr. Fogel. But yeah, today is all about Destiny. We're also going to do our weekend gaming stuff, which is what we normally do for the show. And also, we're going to talk very briefly about something that basically just got announced today as a possibility, another rumor, very similar to the Twitch and Google buyout thing. So I would definitely want to see what the chat is saying. If you guys have noticed, that subscribe button is over there on Twitch.
Nice. About time.
Yeah, so thanks to Hassan for making that work. It's nice. And we actually I'm going to fix up that Frag Logic emoticon with some new hotness that Colin made. So should be nice. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. So, Colin, this weekend, I would say since last week's show, leading up to this week's show, you get that, that itch, like, you play something, you're like, man, this is not what I really want to play. Like, this is not what I really want to play. So, I mean, I suffered through a couple games this week, and I say that like they were bad. They're not bad games. So I played Warframe on Xbox One.
I streamed that the other night.
I know. We were trolling.
With the title Destiny Early Access. There were some people mad angry at me. I had to change it really fast because people were flooding in and saying, reported! You can't do this against the terms of service. False advertising. And then and then they get personal. And that's when it's like, alright, it's too much. This is too much. I'm not going to let my chat be like that. So I changed the game. But I looked at the terms of service. There is nothing about false advertising in your titles.
Don't be false advertising, Colin.
There is nothing in the terms of service about false advertising in the titles. It's not even false advertising. It's a little bit of satire. A bit of humor, so to say. But there's nothing in the terms of service. So next time, I'm not changing the title.
I think that you shouldn't do that.
The one I'm going to do this week is Planetside. I'm playing some Planetside with the name Star Citizen Planetside module.
Star Citizen Planetside module?
Yeah, that's apparently one of the things they're working on. The Surface stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll be one of the first to play it.
You have problems, dude. Like, I don't know how you live with yourself. You just want to destroy people's fun.
It's just the anger. Like, they kind of have it coming. By the time they make it into my stream, and it's like, oh, wow, this guy has 10 viewers, and he's streaming Modern Warfare or Advanced Warfare? Wow. I'm going to get in this. Wait a second. This is Titanfall. Like, what did you expect? What did you expect? That's all I'm saying.
Well.
So yeah, I played some Warframe as well.
I just hope you can live with yourself at night.
Oh, I don't think I definitely can. I fall asleep with the biggest grin. The biggest grin.
Troll. So I'm gonna have to move this over here for right now. The other game I played was Titanfall. Got some more videos coming out for that this week. And look, this isn't a game, but I'm going to bring it up on the show because there will probably be games on it. There's going to be a huge push for even smaller, bite-sized gaming. Maybe it'll be verbal commands. That's we'll get that in there. I have no idea. I'm just making shit up. But
Tom
the
Clancy's
Moto,
War.
yeah, the Moto 360 came out last week, which is the watch, the wearable smartwatch that I've been eyeballing since it was announced back, like, I don't know, May. It might have even been before that.
Yeah.
And today was Apple's event, and we got the iWatch, which also looks very sexy.
That was some nice advertising for the Moto. I think, like, ultimately Apple's announcement was advertising for the Moto, because all the blogs are gonna be like, man, the Moto looks better.
Yeah, I feel like the Moto is the watch for me because the Apple iWatch stuff, like, they have the cutesy colors, like, they got the neon and a couple of them, like it's like some bright orange, and one of them has like an orange and bronze cover, and there's some other ones that are nice and sleek. I think that it'll probably be phenomenal to use, but that Moto 360 looks much more my style watch, right? So
I'm trying to get a side by side up.
I don't know, and I don't know how many of you guys are interested in it. I'm gonna have to do a separate video on this on my channel, one of my vlogs. But I haven't worn my watch in like 5 months because I had two different watches, and my daughter broke both of them. I had a Kenneth Cole watch, and I can't remember what the other one was. And I like wearing watches. I'm one of those guys that just wears watches. When I have my watch on, I don't look at my phone for the time. I look at my watch. So, I just like watches. And ever since the smartwatches came on, the scene, I've been like, they don't look good. You know what I mean? Like every single one I've seen has been like trash.
To me, it's like, it's like when you got like your first like digital watch, like the really big, like big square digital watches with like the cloth or Velcro, the Velcro band. Like
right.
That's just the image which all of the like, I guess really just any of the ones with the square display. Like really, it needs to be a circle display.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yep. So that's kind of why I've been leaning more towards the Moto. It's just like it looks sexy, and I want to have a smartwatch. I want to see what that's like. And if I don't like it, I won't buy another one, or maybe I'll wait till the sixth generation of them, and then I'll buy one. The only knock I've actually heard on the Moto is the battery life, and that would be my concern for any smartwatch, because you could have a normal watch and you replace that battery like once every few years. Sometimes
decades.
Yeah, sometimes longer than that. So it's like, if I have to charge up my battery every, half day, it's like, what's the point? So we'll see. We'll see. Colin said, you said what? You said you played some Warframe.
I played some Warframe. I played some Madden. I picked up. This is the first football game I've purchased since I bought NFL 2K5 for $20. Back in 2004, 10 years, I think. A full decade blockade of Madden football for killing the 2K license. So I gave it a full decade. This one finally got good reviews. Like none of the other ones even caught my attention. I bought All Pro Football 2K8 in because that was the 2K remake, right? Like that was that was them like trying to revive it. Like maybe people don't care about the NFL teams, and it was like, yes, they do. But we got Jerry Rice, so it was like I played that. That was okay, but I never bought a Madden game in the past 10 years. So this is the first one I bought, mostly just because I was excited for the season this year. Dolphins whooped the Patriots on Sunday, and it made me the happiest person.
So after that game,
you see, I purchased it before the game, so like I played like probably a good 20 hours for the weekend. It's all right. Like it's not great. It's good. It's good. The franchise stuff is really cool. I don't know how much of it's new, so I don't really want to hype it up or anything because I don't know what was there last year. My only gripe is the presentation stuff. Like it sounds almost like they're trying to channel their inner Madden.
right?
Because there's so many just really obvious sayings like this drive has been play after play after play. It's like, yep, that you just described a drive. Good job. And like, there's so much stuff that the smartass in me is just like, the writing is awful.
Right.
But the gameplay is good. It's pretty fun. But man, Patriots. Did you see Tom Brady crying on the sidelines? Did you see the pictures?
I didn't see him crying. He was crying?
Yeah, he's crying. I have pictures.
Wow.
I'm saving a gallery for the end of the year. And by saving a gallery, I mean I'm sending all of them to James Cloud. Since he's a big Patriots fan.
Tom Brady's tears?
Yep.
Does the sub money... Kupo, so sub money goes towards a couple different things. And I'll talk about the subscriber stuff at the end of the show today. But yeah, it's a couple different things. Colin, I'm really surprised at Madden, man. I'm really surprised at that purchase. Like, I know you were talking about it. Like, you mentioned it. But I was like, Colin's not going to buy no damn Madden.
So here's what happened. I was on the edge on, like, Thursday, Friday. And then I picked up... I was just browsing for phone games to play, right? And I saw Madden Mobile. So I picked up Madden Mobile. Played a bunch of Madden Mobile. It's like, this is alright. But it's not great. And it was like... I'm looking at the forums... for the games on Sunday, and then finally I just like bit the bullet. But it was Madden Mobile that probably made me pull the trigger. Although I probably would have anyways.
Interesting. Alright, what else you got? What else you got for me?
And then Dota. I played a few games of Dota.
Oh.
Same as always. They added techies. There's
oh yeah, that was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Is he broken?
Well, he's a character that places invisible mines all over the map.
That sounds broken.
It's cheap. He places landmines, then he has a stasis mine that like does a stun, and then he blows himself up. He suicides and does a big explosion. And then his ult is another. He like throws an explosive barrel, which is another invisible mine, and that's activated.
Sounds like a troll character.
It's entirely a troll character, 100%.
Interesting.
So it's like a toxic troll character too. It's like it can divide the community to a point where you just go play another mode. If you you don't go into all pick where you can't ban out things.
Right. That's pretty funny. So weekend gaming wrapped up. Now we're gonna get on to our Destiny. And I think we should already have it popped off on both of our sides. Colin, do we need to go to Skype in game? Wait, you don't. Shit, you don't.
Fine.
I do.
Do you need to?
See if I can. Yeah.
You just won't be able to hear in game, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not gonna matter really.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna start off to play campaign, so
Yeah.
I don't really care. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over.
Try and find a sweet spot for this audio. Hold on. OBS lets you control audio by source now. I don't know if you saw that.
Does it?
Yeah.
No. That solves all of our problems. Destiny impressions. Initial impressions.
Oh, I broke it. Let me fix
You broke the audio?
No, I broke the thing. The display. Hold on.
Oh, mine is lovely. I just need to resize this.
Oh no, this is bad. Oh, wait, we're back. Cool. Let me know if the audio is like all out of whack, guys. But I tried to quiet it down a bit so we can have some reasonable... we changed this topic too.
Destiny initial impressions. So Destiny's out. Invoke the director to view destinations.
Alright.
I'm going to invoke you. Let's go.
What? Did you just invoke me?
You didn't do this mission.
I haven't done most of the missions.
I know. Well, we did the portion of it already.
Yeah. So we hopped on at 2 o'clock in the morning to get our digital download on.
Are you going to tell this story? My embarrassing story?
No, why don't you go ahead and explain yourself?
No. Go ahead.
Why
Tell
don't
us
you
from your point
explain
of
why
view.
you were an hour late over everyone else? So we hopped on. It was myself, Mitch, Tense, and Danny, Phobo. We were all on within like 15 minutes of the 2 o'clock time, which is when all the digital download people got in. So we're all on at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. over on the East Coast. All of us being responsible, not responsible individuals playing at that damn time. But Kale was nowhere to be seen. Kale was nowhere to be seen. And he comes on an hour later and texts Mitch, who had asked for him to wake him up. He texts him, like, hey, we're getting on now.
No,
Like,
I said, hey, you awake?
yeah, you awake. Yeah, dude, we've all been sitting here waiting an hour for your ass.
Yeah.
So,
In my defense, see, this is what had happened. See, what had happened was, I set my alarm for 1:30, and so, I woke up at 1:30, and I laid in bed. I didn't actually get up because I was like, why did I do this? I was like, I'm not going to do anything. Like, I'm just going to sit down at my computer and do nothing. The bad side is I didn't actually. What is this thing? We're not receiving data from your encoder.
what? Did you stream it now?
No, I'm not showing any drop frames. Anyway, I basically stated that, I was up.
I'm going to take
And
a
then
second the
went to
mission,
sleep.
by the way.
Yeah, go ahead. And then went to sleep. And so, when I actually woke up, it was 4 o'clock or 3:50, and I was like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. So I mean, I messed up, but I was up. I just didn't get up.
That's not the same. It's not
I
the
was
same.
up. I just didn't get up.
That means you weren't up.
Old man Kale probably out buying fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, we were saying you were getting your beet juice.
Wow, I was just getting disrespected.
Taking your daily meds.
I was just getting disrespected.
Alright, so we're going to start off campaign PvE impressions. We haven't gotten like super far in this. We've mostly been playing PvP and Crucible. Obviously, this is where I'm at on the mission, which is right where the beta ended.
I used to look up here.
I think Kale went a little bit further than me. Is that right?
But the only activity I could
Yeah.
ever pick up was hazy, like it was blocked or buried.
I'm one mission past you. We're basically at the same. We're basically at the same spot.
So what do you think about PvE? I have the same impressions I had at beta, obviously. Have you changed any reviews after playing more?
No, not really. For the folks on YouTube, I'm gonna have to, I guess, drop this and then go to.
What?
Yeah, it's not.
For a way into the life fortress.
It's going in and out. I don't know why.
Let's pick up his trail. His last
I think maybe because all this stuff is eating up my video. Colin, I'm gonna call you on Xbox.
Alright. Dance
Actually-
logic.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just stick it out.
Alright.
I'm just stick it out, and I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna upload the other one. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
We good?
Yep.
So Kale, what's
Alright.
what's the story in Destiny?
The story of Destiny is that the Traveler. Oh, wait. Earth had a golden age. We were on the cusp of traveling out and venturing out into the world ourselves.
Okay.
And then we saw the Traveler, which was some alien entity
It's
thing.
like this big moon looking thing.
Right. And basically, this big moon looking thing gave us all these secrets or something. And then we had a golden age and started traveling all over the solar system. And then the darkness. See, this is fucked up. This is the fucked up part about this.
What is the darkness?
the darkness is some shit that's after the Traveler, and the Traveler didn't tell our asses that he had anybody after his ass, his punk ass, and then basically the darkness tore everything up, and now we're in shambles.
Is the darkness a thing?
I mean, it seems like the darkness is not really a thing. It seems like it's a collective group of enemies.
Oh, so you think it's like you think it's a race of enemies?
It could be an entity like something that's in control of all of these bad guys. But to my knowledge, I don't know what the hell it is.
Okay. I actually don't know if any of that's true because I have no idea. So I'm just gonna take your word for it, Kale. I'm gonna take your word for it.
Wow.
So my biggest issue, and I don't know how much we'll see here, all the enemies I face so far are just like these humanoids that just do stupid shit. Like they don't do anything to try to avoid you.
Okay.
And like they do a little bit of like cover stuff. For the most part, they're really dumb enemies. Even for like a Bungie game, like Halo, when you face jackals and stuff, you have to completely change how you approach that fight, you know? I don't feel like these enemy types, there's no variation, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still kind of early. Kinda.
We're on the second planet of 4, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, we know there's like the turtle-looking dudes.
Yep,
right?
haven't fought the turtle-looking dudes yet.
Alright, and there is, shit, what the fuck is the one? The other one. I know what it is, but
Talking
I can't...
about the Flood?
Yeah, the Husk.
We fought some of the Flood.
Right. And then there's these, the Fallen.
Right, which are the really boring humanoid Covenant. But even
Right.
like the Covenants ducked and dodged more than these guys did.
Well, I don't know about that. Dude, if you play... I mean, if we fought all captains, that would be the equivalent of the elites, right? Because they kind of dodge.
A bit. But then there kind of comes in my second part. Really, the only thing that makes captains difficult is that they're just bullet sponges. And even more so on like the floating eyeball things.
Right.
Here's one. Yeah, fuck those things. The servitors.
Yeah. They're unique.
No, they don't do anything. They just float slowly while you shoot them really over and over and over.
Well, here's the other thing to remember, Colin. Maybe if we bump up the difficulty, they'll be much better.
Maybe. Maybe they do something different. That's true. Although I've watched some gameplay and they don't. But maybe. Like, they do that shit, but what does that do?
I mean, look, I agree with you. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to play both sides here.
I hear you.
I think that the AI in general needs a little bit of work. So or maybe we just haven't seen anything that's super incredibly difficult. Now they've said a couple times now that there's supposed to be some real difficult shit.
Yep. Well, they specifically have called one thing difficult over and over, which is the shit, is it Prison of Glass? Am I getting that right?
That sounds right. Oh shit, this is not the way we need to go.
Oh,
So my bad. I'm leading us into doom.
you just screwed me over so bad. Well, but yeah, like the end game dungeon might be difficult, but from what I hear, there's only one. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. You got me so screwed in this thing. Hold on.
Did you die?
I'm still stuck in here. He's being a bully.
All right, I killed him.
Alright.
I saved you. Don't worry.
Oh, look at you with your guns and shit.
Yo, we'll get to this. We'll get to this. Don't worry. Don't you worry. So I mean, yeah, I mean, everything you said about the AI is pretty much spot on for me. I haven't been challenged yet, but then again, I also haven't played on hard. I've done pretty much all of the normal stuff, and I might do another playthrough on hard to see what the difference is. Like when I do a different character, I'll probably switch it and play on hard to see what's actually different. and if it's just more bullet sponge and more accurate,
Right.
in which case that all that means is that's just going to slow down my pace, right? Like it's not.
It's gonna make it more bullet spongy. Yeah.
Right. It's not necessarily going to make it more difficult. It's just going to be more time consuming.
Where he was headed.
Which is how Halo and Legendary often felt.
Right. And the one says, just wait till you get to Mars and Venus. So,
Yeah, it's possible it changes considerably.
that's what I'm saying. And that was.
But my initial
point
impressions
earlier.
are that it's just like, it's not even like overly easy. It's just like there's no thinking involved, you know? Like I don't mind that it's easy. Like I'm playing on normal. I kind of expect it to be anyways.
Right.
But I don't feel like I'm being forced to even think while I'm playing. I'm just kind of running around shooting stuff. All right, deploying the ghost here.
Ah.
Are you still in your vehicle out there?
I could have brought it in here.
You're not gonna help me defend?
What do you
Okay,
mean?
you're here.
I'm right here.
It kind of sucked running into stuff we couldn't do as a group of 4, by the way. I was kind of annoyed by that.
Well, look, if it makes you feel any better, when we did 3v3 playlist, it was actually not too bad.
That doesn't make it feel any better. It just means people get excluded. Like if you have 4 or 5 people, then you have to exclude people.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty shitty thing for a game that's multiplayer focused. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah,
is that
I
it?
mean-
Are we done? Yeah, I guess we're done.
Yeah, we're done. So I think they're, once the raids come into play and some of the bigger things like that, then, groups will be more inclined to. We got to go this way. They would be more inclined to, have a big party of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know, however many friends.
I'm gonna take this vehicle real quick.
What do you mean? You're not going to be able to go anywhere.
Well, I took it. I mean, it's possible. Although everything they've shown is that they're building around this fire team idea, which
Right.
is 3 people. Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, you're not loading. There we go. Okay.
So let me see, what else do we have on here?
I
We
guess
also
ultimately,
have-
like, it's a content thing. I want more options of what to do when I have more than 3 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, really, our only option was to go into PvP. Because we had the first raid, and that would have been it. So it would have been, like, one thing we could have ran, right?
Yeah.
Or going to PvP. And that was it.
And so I'm level 15 now through PvP.
Yeah. I guess that's something we can kind of talk on during our PvE discussion. 20 is the max level, right?
Well, yes, there's 20, but then you get the Motes of Light, which will take you a little bit higher, or I don't know how much higher, but they're supposed to, add additional leveling to your gameplay, to your characters. So I've gotten one so far, and it's not bad.
How many hours have you played total, roughly? It's probably about, like, 12, right?
Was 6 to probably 8.
8?
8 or 9.
So in 8 or 9 hours, you've made it 75% of the way through the leveling progression?
Pretty much all through PvP. For the most, not all through PvP. We did the first 5 levels. Then that hour that we played on before we went into Crucible.
That seems really fast. I'm trying to compare, like, MMOs are where you would draw the, like, most direct comparison with the leveling system. And I can't think of very many MMOs where, like, people who are just learning the game or playing PvP can get that high in just a day. Oh shit, need focus here.
I don't.
Aww.
Oh, I didn't realize the dudes came out from up there.
Ah! Surrounded. I'm gonna die. Maybe.
What?
I got Thrall on me. Ah!
Yeah, there's. See,
They're all going for me. Why are you not getting attacked?
Because I'm too strong. They only go for the weak ones.
Your question marks for them.
Yeah. We don't know. We can't tell his power level. Um. Oh shit.
It's alright, I saved you.
He didn't. He barely even hurt me. So, one thing that we need to continue to say for the game is that it looks gorgeous.
It really does. Especially the effects and stuff. Like, look at that. Like, that's like top-notch stuff, where I can't think of very many games who have competed with that. But yeah, that's something which is continually stood out at me.
The ghost is dead, but I can still be.
The ghost is dead.
The Hive are raising an army here.
Playing the first Venus mission. It's a bit more challenging, but no big deal. That's what Brandon said about Venus. First Venus mission. It's 1080p, baby.
Although I think this... Actually, no, I down-resed on the stream side. You're watching in 720, because I down-resed it to it.
So afterwards,
It is 1080p.
this is kind of what I want to talk about here. Once we get to this area, how do you feel about the loot so far?
None of it stood out. Like, I haven't gotten any pieces where it's been like, ooh, shit, that changes things. You know, or like, oh, wow, I can build a character around this or something like that, which I can continually get in, like, a MMO-type game, you know? Like, I'll get an item, and it's like, okay, maybe I should try kind of level my stuff around this. But I haven't really had that happen on anything. Do you feel the same way? Like, have you found anything cool?
Maybe like one weapon that I thought was cool, and it's one of those pulse weapons. And I saw someone else using it, and it has like a yellowish hue to it when it comes out. And so I was kind of wondering what that was, and I ended up getting one. But other than that, you know, I'm actually, I don't really care for the loot. I'm actually much more interested in the character's abilities, like unlocking those abilities versus gathering loot.
Yeah, but it still seems like, so for those who don't know, there's only 3 stats in the game. Well, that's not true. So you have your weapon stats with essentially what adds up to an attack value.
Right.
Rate of fire, impact, range, stability, reload, all the stuff you expect from a shooter. And then you have your equipment, which all has defense rating, which I think gets normalized in PvP, so it doesn't even really affect anything. But then you also have its strength, discipline, and intellect. Is that the other one?
That might be right.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, intellect. So all these do is they change the cooldowns of your stuff. So intellect reduces the cooldown of your super, discipline reduces the cooldown of your grenades, and strength reduces the cooldown of your melee ability. And that's it. So like you don't have like traditional MMO thing where there's tons of stats to modify and like things to build around. Like you don't have a ton of modifiers and resistances and all that kind of stuff. So I really think that in the end, all that you end up having as a progression system, or as a like interested, like actually change the way you play kind of thing, is the skill system, like you were saying. And even there, like it's like small tweaks on how you play, right? With the exception of some of the classes, you can get pretty specific. Like I'm going into Blade Dancer is what I'm working towards, which is like really melee focused and has lots of melee abilities, which goes away from the traditional point and shoot kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't feel the class variation like I would in an MMO.
I kind of agree with you to a certain extent. I mean, I still feel like there's a pretty discernible difference between the classes. The issue is, like, at the end of the day, you're playing a shooter, right? And, like, you know, the basic mechanics of the game revolve around point, click, shoot. And that's something that remains consistent no matter what class you pick. So, you know, if you're going up against a hunter at distance, you can't really tell it's a hunter. If you're going up against a titan at distance, you can't really tell it's a titan. And I think for playing in the PvE experience, maybe once people get really in depth with how they play and what their loadouts are and all that stuff, then when they make a hop over to another class, they'll probably have a lot more. There'll be a much larger difference in, I guess, that they would notice in how they're playing. Um, so I played nothing but Warlock, and I played it in the beta. I'm playing it now. So I'm interested to see when I actually switch from Warlock to Hunter how different it's going to feel.
Yeah, I guess like as a shooter comparison, like how would you say it compares to, say, like classes in Team Fortress or Monday Night Combat? Like I feel like those were more varied and changed playstyles more so than these do.
I don't know yet. Like I feel like once I get like Blink, for example, I think Blink is going to change a lot for how I'm moving at least around the map.
But even that, like Warlock's class has Blink, and so does Blade Master, which are supposed to be like two different subclasses, of a main class. You know what I mean? So it's like the movement's kind of like, I agree, the movement is what distinguishes the classes the most. But at the end of the day, like there's lots of overlap, I guess, between them, and there's also lots of stuff that isn't going to be communicated to other players very well, which I'm kind of concerned about.
One class that they kind of let themselves open for, possibly down the line, is introducing a healing class. I don't really feel like
there kind of is the Sunslinger.
Kind of, right?
Is.
But there's not a dedicated Sunslinger. And when you mentioned TF2, like I think one of the big ones for me is like the healer, the medic. So anytime you introduce one of those into a shooter, I think it's pretty evident that there's some different variants going on with the games and classes. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a discernible difference between, or at least a sizable difference between what we see with Destiny's classes versus something like TF2. I think it's pretty apparent that TF2's classes are pretty different, just based on the ability sets that they have and stuff. So. But again, I think that's a lot like movement speed. Like this guy moves slower than this guy, so this guy can go invisible. This guy can't. Those different types of things kind of add to the variation. What do you think of the UI?
I was actually going to get into that. The one thing that I'm kind of bummed out about, and it's kind of unrelated, and I don't think it's going to come up in any like reviews or anything. We set up this clan, right? And we had everyone go into the group. They need, by the way, if you join the clan, you need to go back onto the page and actually join the clan portions. Like you go to the top, it'll say "Set as my Xbox clan," and then you can set it. Mm-hmm. But the thing which upsets me in Halo 2, if you remember, they had this pull-out thing, right, where you hit X and out comes the thing, and it has your friends list. You hit right bumper, and it goes over to the clans list, right? So for here, it's like almost the same on the roster tab. You have your fire team, you have your friends, and then you have people that are in the like nearby vicinity to you. It would have been so easy for them to add another section over here that was your clanmates, so you can have an extended friend list.
Maybe they're going to do that soon.
Maybe they will, and I really hope they do, because right now there's no way to find your clanmates for matches outside of adding them to your friends list, which kind of defeats the entire purpose, right?
Right.
So that's something which I really hope they recognize the opportunity there. And really, there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no clan affiliation stuff even in the game. Like, it seems like it wasn't really done in that regard.
Other than like the little UI that you get over your name emblem on the icon screen, it's just like Sky Captains.
Yep. But like it doesn't appear next to people's names like in this screen, for example, in the actual game.
Right. Right.
Like it doesn't say like in brackets Sky or anything. Yeah, there's no leaderboards and ranked playlists or anything like that. So I don't know. Like there's lots of just UI stuff which I feel like they kind of, it's all there. You know what I mean? Like it's all almost there. It seems like they can easily add on to it. In general, the design of the game is really modular. I say like everything down to the menus, to the quest systems, to like how they hand everything out is very modular, like an MMO where it's built to pack on tons of content over time. Like I think that's definitely going to be their goal, and it's all set up there. It's just there's a lot that needs to be done, I think, before it's fully realized.
Right.
I'm trying to. How do you feel about the vendor system?
Kind
or
of
in the shops and stuff.
Kind of on it right now. I mean, it's. Look, I played a lot of Final Fantasy, like a lot. So did you?
Yep.
A lot.
I played several different MMOs a ton.
and I don't feel like it does anything vastly different. I don't feel like it really needs to. Um, I, Look, I think it's okay. I think it's simple enough that people understand it, and it makes sense.
They're not really building an economy or anything,
Right.
which is something they kind of made clear when they said no trading between players.
And that might be the only thing that I think I would probably look for is like, hey, is there going to be, trading? We had someone actually, I can't remember who it was, if it was Tense or Phobos, but they were, Tense needed a weapon. Like he needed an assault rifle. And we were off in skirmish, and so we had to fly back to the tower so he could buy his rifle. And it just would have been nice if one of us could have been like, here you go. Let's keep going. So, I mean, yeah, that kind of hurts, but I'm not going to make a big stink about it. Dismantle this weapon. Gotta dismantle some stuff.
I just at the end of the day, like what's kind of sticking out to me is it doesn't really stand up as an MMO. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. There's not enough there to really stand up in comparison to any MMO, really.
What about Phantasy Star Online? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
like,
I think PSO had more stuff going on, even at release.
Really?
I think so. And I'm trying to remember, like, because it's been a long time.
Yeah, if anyone can remember the comparisons between this and because this whole like interface right here, like how this is kind of set up, really reminds me of Phantasy Star Online. The way the missions run, you go through this area, you complete a mission, you come back to town, you talk to a couple people, grab another mission. I kind of feel like it's along that same path. Obviously, there's a lot more.
I think PSO just had more missions and more stuff and more items and more variation, like across the board. I think they have more content, but it's hard to remember. Like maybe I'm just
it's a long time since I played. Yeah, it's been a while, so it's not like.
Yeah, I guess like the point being that it's not revolutionary or anything,
Right.
Like it's been done before, and I feel like it's been done better in other games. Where really you have to kind of be like, okay, as a shooter perspective, what is this? I haven't seen this. This is the most fun thing to do in the game, by the way.
What is that?
I don't know. But we were playing soccer earlier. Last night we were waiting on everyone.
Oh, shit.
Alright. You going to Crucible? We can talk about PvP?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, look, campaign, if you guys enjoy, like, Borderlands or PSO, I think you can get in. I think you can dig Destiny. I've said this multiple times. For me, I'm not a PvE centric person, so it's not something that I particularly would be raving about. But I think there's potential for there to be a lot here for people to get into. But that Crucible, though?
The big question is content. We haven't really seen everything, so we can't really say how much there is, but it doesn't seem like there's much. But Crucible, though.
That Crucible, though? We're all over it.
So here we have the 4 modes. I think there's another one which isn't in Crucible. Is that right? Like, how is the,
Skirmish is off on the left.
Well, no, I've got the 4. But then
You
there's
see
supposed to be
Skirmish?
there's supposed to be a thing that Danny was talking about where there's the entry fee, 3v3.
It's over here.
What?
Well, it's all mine.
Skirmish is on the right for me. It's 3 swords.
Skirmish is on the right. It's on the left on mine.
What? Okay. I've got Crucible. So, the modes here. We can play Control, which is domination, but it's still kill-based. You get more points depending on how many points you hold. Clash is team deathmatch. Rumble is free-for-all. And Skirmish is team deathmatch with revives and a few weird scoring mechanics.
Right.
So all 4 of these are kill-based modes, which I think is interesting. Which one do you want to play?
Probably Control.
Okay.
Most top. Well,
Eh? Eh?
I'll go Control.
Okay. Let's see. PvE is attrition in Titanfall.
How long do you think this game will keep people's attention? Look, that's a question that I think that a lot of people are underestimating how this game is being publicized and marketed. I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. If you're an Xbox fan and you're looking at this game, you're probably like, I'll probably play this until, Halo comes out, Master Chief Collection, something like that. Maybe Call of Duty, maybe Gears, maybe, and that's a far stretch. But I think most people are like, once Halo comes out, I'll probably get off of this. If you're on the PS4 and you look at the games that are coming out, I don't see anyone being like, yeah, I'm going to stop playing this shooter and go play PlanetSide 2. Or I'm going to get off this shooter and I'm going to go play Call of Duty. Or I'm going to get off this and go play Killzone. Like, no one's going to say that on PlayStation. So, despite how much, and I had this little brief conversation with Fatal Strike, despite how much, as an Xbox player-centric person you might be, like, you got to remember this thing is multi-platform, and the PlayStation just, and I'm not trying to knock the PlayStation, it just has traditionally not had a very strong first-party shooter that's going to pull people away from it, like a Halo. Like, they just have not had a Halo equivalent. And Destiny is, for all intent and purposes, being marketed almost like a first-party game.
Sony actually said that today. That they consider it as they're treating it like a first party.
Wow.
That was their words.
I mean, just from that alone, that statement alone, like, it's very evident to me, like, this is the game that PlayStation owners want to have and need to have. So, if you look at the numbers, like, PlayStation is outselling the shit out of Xbox right now, like 2-1 right now for the most part. And if people are still playing this game 2 months from now, hey, it could be 5 million people. Let's say 8 million people play, 3 million people, which is a huge loss, get off the game in 3 months. There's still motherfucking 5 million people playing this game, right? Like, and that's how many people have Xbox Ones right now. So if you're looking at it from a number standpoint, and people are trying to make this comparison of, will it be long? Are people going to still be playing? Hell yeah, people are going to still be playing on PlayStation. So, that's the big thing that I think a lot of people need to take into account when you're talking about this game. It's like, it is being marketed heavily for PlayStation, and they just don't have a strong shooter on their system. They don't. That's not a third-party title, Battlefield or Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah.
They don't. So, you can shit on Destiny all you want to and talk about, how you're not going to play it, which is basically what Fatal was doing. You can talk all types of shit about the game, but at the end of the day, like, it's being sold on multiple platforms. This isn't some exclusive where we're pounding our chest like, Team Xbox. Like, no. They made a smart decision, and they're on Sony. Unlike, and this is the comparison that he made, Titanfall. Now, I'm not saying that they made necessarily a bad decision, but clearly, if they would have been on PlayStation right now, I think they would have still been, like, heavily discussed, like, because there's nothing else to play. You know what I'm saying? So people need to take that into consideration when they're trying to make game comparisons. At least have intelligent conversation about Destiny and games in general. Like, you have to put that on the table.
Damn, I only died.
I'm lagging, or this guy's lagging.
All that said, I think it's pretty important that, Carb is lagging. I don't know if you've seen him. Caber Nocturnal? Yeah.
Is he doing it on purpose? It looks like he's doing it on purpose.
I don't know.
This game.
All that said, I think that Bungie's support for the game post-release is going to make or break it as far as a multiplayer game, at least, which is usually what sustains. And maybe also as a, like, co-op multiplayer game.
Maybe.
Where the hell did that guy go? Do you think they can not update this for months, or like only release a DLC?
Well,
There's,
they
like,
did
a few maps in a mission.
Didn't they do a day one patch?
They did, which was based off beta feedback.
So, look, I think it would be a travesty if they are not updating this with the same frequency that Respawn updated Titanfall. I think it would be a travesty if they are not continually trying to add new content to this game that is in addition to their paid content. That's how I personally
What the hell?
And in this game market environment, I think it would be pretty catastrophic. And not from a sales perspective, just like my opinion of what they're doing would be catastrophic.
I think so. I think it's really important, personally. Shoot.
It's like no sound, dude. It's like rough. I'm playing with no sound.
Oh no, I jumped off the map.
Have you played this map yet?
No, I haven't.
Zone A lost the lead. Captured zone
So yeah, I mean, maps that I've played so far, I've liked pretty much everything. There's been very few maps that I have not liked, and most of the ones that I don't particularly like are like the big ones. And it's not even because I think the flow is poor. I just have ended up abusing the the shit out of the pike nonstop, which I posted that video. If you haven't seen it already, I posted a video on YouTube, basically just destroying people with the pike. And I've done it every single game that there's a vehicle. So Moon and Bastion, which is on Mars.
Right.
I've hopped onto a pike and just completely wrecked the other team, posting like 25 plus kill games multiple times. So, and it's, for me, that seems like, as of right now, this early in the game, like, there's going to be a point when I start hitting 40 kills. Like, I know that's going to happen, right? Like, it's just a matter of time before that's a thing. But for me to be getting that many with the the pike on a big map is like, I feel like there's an issue. Still.
That spawn! That was really awful.
And to be honest, I feel like that's really the only glaring balance issue that I've encountered so far.
Spawning?
And
Pike.
spawning. The pike. The vehicle is just the pike. Really, just the pike. I have not had the opportunity to use all of the weapons yet. So, it would be unfair for me to say that any of the weapons are imbalanced. It feels like a lot of people are using the auto rifles. I've also run into some people that are using the scouts and they're wrecking me. So I tried my first two games. I tried the burst fire rifle and Jesus Christ.
That lagger? It's awful.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And I tried the burst fire rifle, and I did not have very good success with it.
5 minutes remaining.
The lagger.
Yeah. Did you notice before ship we had talked about the 3v3 modes needing their own maps?
Yeah.
Or like custom changes to the maps?
That's not a thing.
I was wondering. Because I didn't notice any differences.
That's not a thing. The map sizes are still the same. They only play the smaller maps, though. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels a little big on a couple of those, like, especially, what is it? Yeah, I think it's shit, I don't know the name of the map yet. It has, like, these domes on the outside. I think it's a Mars map. I think.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, on the inside, it's really tight, but once you get on the outside, it's, like, huge.
See, to me, some of these maps seem big for 6v6, much less for 3v3. Oh, wow.
How's the
Frag
auto
is
aim?
awful.
Colin, how would you say the auto aim is?
It's pretty aggressive, but like the game is about headshots,
Yes.
and it doesn't really necessarily help you there. It just gets you over their whole body, and then you have to kind of adjust to hit the head. I don't think it's that hard to shoot, personally, except for long range when you have to do like burst fire on weapons that aren't made for that range. But it's the only time that it's really hard to shoot.
One thing that I do like, I love how the sniper feels in this game.
So I haven't used that at all.
I feel like they've nailed it.
I do think the auto aim to the body is a bit too generous. But at the same time, like there's a lot of movement additions at higher levels. Like if you look through the skill tree, there's lots of stuff where like you gain movement abilities. So I'm kind of curious to see how it holds up when people are jetting around or as people get really good at the movement.
I don't feel like the auto aim is any worse than Halo.
Ah,
So that's like my
that's your bar.
that's my bar. It's like, I mean, some of those Halo games, dude, like it was pretty bad. So you know, I don't feel like it's any worse than that. Oh shit. I got this glide and it's so smooth. I can like control where I'm going so much better. Ugh.
Did you get the guy?
This fucking.
he's still
I'm
alive.
just running. I'm just running away from that guy that's lagging. Like I'm just not even gonna worry about him.
My biggest gripe currently is the power ammo system. Just because there's no... It seems like they come in randomly. I don't think there's a... It looks like there's like a fixed amount of points, and then it picks from them randomly when it comes in. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it makes it impossible to get map setups and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like fight over certain areas, or give any kind of reason to push or move through the map. Because you can just sit next to a known spawn point and then wait for it to come in.
So on one of the maps, I'm talking about spawn points. I think it was Moon. I had my pike and I sat at the back spawn by A. You guys know what I'm talking about? By the turret, back in that corner. I was like hugged up against the wall, and as people were spawning, I was killing them with the pike.
Yeah, I had to spawn just a little bit ago where I spawned in front of two people. Like,
Colin, no sound. No sound.
That is impressive.
22 and 7. 2.2 KD ratio.
None of us got anything?
Wow.
None of us got anything.
Wow.
Okay, we got no items.
I'm starting to feel it, guys, if you haven't noticed. And this is why I love PvP, right? Like, this is my bread and butter. This is what I grew up playing. I didn't grow up playing PvE stuff. I didn't grow up playing really MMOs. Like, I started at 13, and I was in multiplayer trying to whoop people's ass. So, you know, I can do this all day, every day, and enjoy myself. Am I fine with 30 FPS instead of 60 FPS? After playing Titanfall, no. After looking at my videos in 60 FPS 1080p with the Elgato, no. I am not satisfied with 30 FPS any longer. I would say, Colin, before Titanfall, I think there was a discussion that you and I had on the show where I was like, nah, I don't really care. Do you vaguely remember that?
Vaguely.
Okay, so there was a discussion that him and I had on the show about 60 FPS, 1080p, all this stuff, and I was like, you know, I've been playing a long time. I don't feel like it makes a difference. And after playing Titanfall and going back to Destiny, I don't know. I can't do it. Like everything needs to be 60 FPS.
That said, I haven't seen
higher.
any frame rate drops, which is nice. Which is
yeah,
gripe I
that's
had about
definitely nice.
Titanfall was it continually was not 60 FPS. Several times a match it would dip way below. So I haven't noticed any drops. That said, the FOV is really tight, it feels like. I think maybe like 60, 65, if I had to guess.
You know, I had actually, I was looking at my sniper on, I don't remember, the first day I played, and I felt like they pulled the FOV in even closer. Because because I was sitting there staring at my character, and I was like, dude, my camera seems off.
I can't see shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if they made any changes to that, but yeah, it's definitely I know exactly what you're talking about. It feels really zoomed in.
Try different control schemes. I'm on bumper jumper.
Yeah,
And force sensitivity.
I'm on bumper jump.
Oh.
I have a new tip for anyone with a sniper. Anyone with a sniper, got my opening tip now. Oh, yep, I'm already on the tips and tactics. You guys already know. Oh, he
I missed the knife.
two-piece me. Yeah, 30 is acceptable on console, so it's like I can totally. It's not going to, obviously, as you guys can tell, it's not like it's deterring my performance at all, right? It's just like it's a nice to have. One thing I do want to talk about, Colin, is that guy still over there in that corner?
Yeah, he's still in the corner. He has shotty.
Oh, I got killed by his teammate. Let's see, I have to go back to the notes so I can keep.
It's hard playing and switching back to the topics.
Yeah. Integration with the game. Did we talk about the website? I feel like
No, we didn't talk about the website. Website is fantastic. That guy just ran at me and shotty me. The shotgun's pretty frustrating. Everyone having a shotgun is pretty frustrating.
Golden gun.
And radar always being on is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, that's one thing I was surprised about in Skirmish, is that radar was on. Because they are saying that's like the competitive mode is what they're calling it.
Did they actually call it that?
It is something like competitive, blah blah blah. I don't know if that's actually competitive. If they're saying competitive mode, but
I was gonna say, I get the impression that Bungie doesn't know what competitive is. Fuck you. And we tied. Okay. Do you think the game will be pushed competitively by the community? I don't think so. I do think there's the potential of, like, Bungie or someone throws money at MLG to run some stuff at some point. Currently, you even can't because there's no private matches. But yeah, I want to talk about the website. The website is like, it reminds me, obviously intentionally, of the old Bungie.net for Halo 2. I want to start streaming. They show all your matches and everything, and a bunch of stats and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that there's also an API to access a lot of that stuff and pull it, which is why there's already been a couple sites that have listed like KDA leaderboards.
really,
Yep. So I want to start pulling that and see if we can make like a streaming type thing.
that'd be nice.
Just where it lists your last 5 KDA or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, the website's really nice. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and swing by. They also have a nice mobile app, which I downloaded and have been monitoring our clan forums on the mobile app.
I need to download the mobile app. I'm actually slacking on that. I downloaded it's like a community hub that they've been pushing. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I've been on that, kind of looking at what different people are talking about and looking at some of the personalities that have kind of emerged from the Destiny community. He tried to Titan smash me, but I was behind a rock, and he landed on the other side. That's what you get.
Oh shit, coming behind me. Oh, where you just mow them all down? That works.
I don't even need sound, dude. That's saying a lot already. That should have been a headshot. Um, uh, let me see. And then the next thing that we have here is what is next for the game? Like, what is the future of Destiny?
Yeah, so I talked a bit earlier about how modular everything is. Like it's pretty trivial for them to add weapons or even like currencies or anything like that. Shit. Like, there's no like need for like crazy UI updates or anything because they built everything around just having tons of stuff, you know.
Right.
So I think they're going to keep adding just content after content after content. The big question is how much that's going to be free and how are they going to manage that, you know? Traditionally, MMOs are subscription-based, which gives good incentive for developers to keep throwing new content in. Shit. Let me push this guy. Fucking shotgun. I played that wrong. No, there's no heat maps. So yeah, I think that what they should do is keep throwing tons of free content at it, and rapidly. But as far as if that happens, I have my doubts, personally. But I think that's what they need to do, is add content, add maps, add modes. Shit. Kill him. Okay. They already announced 2 expansions. One comes out in December. And then another one, I don't know, it's supposed to be sometime in spring, I think. But both of them have maps that are exclusive only to PS4.
Right.
And that'll be timed exclusive all the way through fall 2015. This is a long time from now.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that they're doing that.
And again, like when the game seems pretty content light at launch, and they have exclusive stuff like that, that's when I kind of get my concerns up. Like really, you need to look at a game like Warframe and all the crazy updates they've been doing, and like how much the game has changed in a year with just free updates.
The game had, dude, tremendously changed.
It's like a new game entirely. And then you need to kind of like compare it. In my opinion, like that's kind of comparison you need to be able to make, and Bungie needs to be able to rise to that without it being like crazy expansion every single time, you know?
Yeah, and that's part of the issue with like this box product market is that it makes it hard to say, okay, we want to sell you $60, but then you look at a free to play game and you get all this content for $60, and it's like, or for free.
Yeah.
And you look at that and you're like, I'm getting all of this for free.
Not only that, but I've got the developers doing weekly updates to fix things.
So
where
it's
like even if they match Titanfall's schedule, like you said earlier, that's like an update a month, maybe every 2 months.
Yep.
And I don't think that's acceptable for a game like this. In order to keep interest with the community. So I think there needs to be like a free-to-play approach, which I'm kind of curious if they can manage. It seemed like Respawn was really stuck in the like box product lifespan type mentality, even though they were doing these kind of larger updates. Shit.
Right.
I'm afraid that Bungie's gonna do the same. Yeah, there's only 2 subclasses for each class. For a total of... Oh, I fell. For a total of 6, and then the 3 base classes.
Are we up? We're winning now? Like, not for long.
Oh, it's an enemy.
Ah, I sniped that guy. Somebody finished that. Nice. So you got that. Clan features, Colin?
I
mean,
talked
you
about
kind
it
of touched about it, yeah.
There's just
So
none, really.
There's a lot of room for that. And I don't know if they plan on taking this thing competitively or not. I don't really think that's a concern of theirs. And to be honest, you know, as being because we bought the game, we're making content for the game. I would consider myself a member of their community at this point. Look, I'm not looking for this game to be MLG. I don't want that experience from this. Like, you know, I'm gonna enjoy playing PvE every once in a while.
I didn't know that does that. Sorry, go ahead. I
I'm
just
gonna
activated
go-
Golden Gun and it kept floating me over the gap and I fell in the pit.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
I don't think the gameplay is even remotely competitive, personally. Like, I think they'd have to do a ton of work to even make it competitive, if they wanted to.
But yeah, I'm just not looking for that in this
Yeah,
game.
me
So
either.
you know, I don't really care if it is or not. It's just not a concern of mine. And if it happens to be go competitive, maybe we'll spark some interest in it. But I just don't. I don't see it right now.
Did we win? Yeah, we won.
We won again.
Huh.
No sound. No sound. Triple play. I just unlocked an achievement. Wow.
One item. Man, we were getting gypsies these last couple of games.
I'm not.
Oh, I got that item. Oh, you got it. Never mind.
Yeah, baby. Reward me. That's how you gotta do it. Let's see. First expansion is in December. Talked about that a little bit. The other possibility here is the possibility of going PC.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think it'll happen. Their interface is very, like, PC oriented. Like, even, like, this thing, like, moving around the cursor.
Right.
Seems like it was made with PC in mind.
What do you feel like would be the biggest limitations of getting this on PC?
I guess, like, the back-end type stuff. I imagine that a lot of that stuff relies on XBL and PSN.
Right.
And then they have to build out their own infrastructure for all that
Infrastructure. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Not that it seems like that. I imagine they're already doing a lot of it anyways, because they're doing a lot of all the web sharing stuff and the API stuff. You know, like, I'm sure the basis is there. New planets over time. Yep. I imagine that'll be the expansion process, is just including through our solar system and then outward. Which, again, if you go over and play Warframe right now, you can kind of see that in action. The exact same structure to the quests.
Why not just use Steam? There's multiple reasons, I think, why developers don't want to use Steam.
They could, and they probably would. It just, that doesn't really solve the problems.
Right.
Because you couldn't hook most of this up through Steam. There's more going on than the Steam API would support.
I think the other thing, Colin, is obviously frame rate, right?
Yeah, you
That's
need to
gonna
get
be
up to uncapped, really, but 60 at least.
And when we were talking about this, the other thing that you mentioned is like content is a big deal. Like, there's no way that they could like release the game and not have a lot of content for PC players.
Yep. Again, like, you'd be marketing to people like myself who have played at least one MMO on PC. Like, there's lots of people that fall into that group that would be attracted to a game like this. And currently, like, if you do a one-to-one comparison, it's not even close in terms of content.
Right.
When you consider that over the course of, like, leveling your character in a MMO, you'll do, like, hundreds of quests, like 200 to 300 at least. And in this one, there's, what, like 30 currently?
Something like
If
that.
that. It's like 4 or 5 each planet.
Yeah, something like that. I think the only like major question I have is like where they would fit it into their schedule. Oh, shit! I just hopped into four of them.
Do you pull resources from it, from other stuff?
Yeah, exactly. How are they going to find the resources to do that? And what is that going to look like?
That team fire. I've also concluded that every single game should have dancing now. And you should be able to
We
bust it
started-
out whenever.
We started dancing, and this one random guy just started dancing right next to us. Like, so we had a three-way dance-off. Me, Danny, and this random dude. It's awesome.
I've been dancing whenever I embarrass somebody.
But I just sit down.
You sit down on their body.
No, I just sit down, like, wherever I'm at. I just sit down, because they can see you.
Yeah.
Headshot. Headshot tater tot. Colin, you remember what that's from?
It's the Monday Night Combat.
No.
I thought it was.
No. Wow. Colin doesn't even. Oh, this is a monumental moment.
I
You
thought
don't
the
even
heavy.
remember-
I thought the heavy in MNC said it.
Headshot tater tot. That's from Gotham City Imposters.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Wow.
I get those two mixed up because I have so much respect for them.
Oh, nice save. But still, wow. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I feel like we can probably revisit, you know, talking about the game possibly a little bit next week, but more than likely at the end of the month, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of, you know, weapons, classes,
More
talking
fleshed
about
out idea and content. Yeah.
yeah, like talking about the content in the game, the replayability, is it worth it? And that's one of the reasons why, like, you look at, there's like no reviews out for this game yet, right?
Yep.
Because you can't really review a game like this right off the jump, unless you've had the game well well in advance of its release, and I don't think any of the
They didn't
press
give
did.
copies till Friday.
Yeah, so
Excuse me.
do you think they will add a player item shop? Item
Like a
trading
marketplace?
shop?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think there's much need for it considering how many weapons are currently in the game. Tied. Like I was saying before, I haven't really seen anything unique to a point where it'd be like, oh, I need to get that.
Just need that. Just need it to happen one time.
Enemy captured zone B.
We gotta get B. Or C. Or more than likely
Getting
B.
lit up at B right now.
I hit him in the face with my special. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it that we have for the show. Kind of talking about. Didn't want to go too long on talking about you know, a game that we have not gotten our full content's worth of thoughts on the game. But at least for first day initial impressions, I feel like, you know, it's pretty damn good, polished. Like, it's polished beyond belief.
Yeah, the stuff that's there is really polished.
Sit your ass down.
Shit.
And I feel like, you know, if you're into PvP, I think there will be enough there to hold you over for a little while. You know, I could be wrong. I just don't know how people will react to that. It's especially hard for me to predict that with you know, Xbox stuff, because, you know, I'm still playing the shit out of Titanfall. Like, I hop back into that, dude, and I want to play it more. And, you know, other people, like, I had some people comment on my Destiny hype video, which was a little exaggerated, but I had some people commenting like, hey, you know, you were hyped for Titanfall and it flopped. And it's like, okay, you know, it didn't, the Xbox One only had 2 million Xboxes sold when they decided to launch. Okay, I'm sorry. So, you know, there's stuff like that. And then
And we played it nonstop for like 3 months.
3 months, right? Like, look, I understand how people feel about that. So, you know, I can't change how people will play PvP. Some people are stuck playing the same game that they always play. Some people can play a whole bunch of different games and get soaked into different games. So I don't know where to kind of foot the bill for Destiny. I feel like if you like Borderlands, you're gonna like this. If you liked Phantasy Star Online, you're gonna like this.
If you're a PlayStation, it's by far your best choice, probably for shooters.
Yeah, if you're on
unless you're a COD
PlayStation,
fan.
which Advanced Warfare is definitely gonna pull people. And I had someone get mad, like I don't know about mad. They just got defensive over Battlefield 4. And Battlefield 4 had a really rocky launch. And they were like, throwing that up as a comparison. It's like, that's a great shooter out. And it's like, hey, that game didn't work for 6 months. So, and to this day, I mean, they're still patching it, right? They're still trying to get it fixed. So I think, when you look at that game, it's one that's even like, hey, yeah, Battlefield is a great series. It has lots and tons and tons and tons and tons of fans, but is it something that's gonna pull people off of this? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like right now we can just kind of answer questions that you guys have. Kind of been doing that so far.
Yeah, sure. I'll formally change the thing to Q&A.
Yeah.
We'll hop over to the tower after this, so it's a bit more quiet. Or I guess for you, the same amount of quiet.
It is. It'll be the same amount. I just hear Bliss. I hear your voice. This dude just popped off a 3-piece with his golden gun. And I killed him. This is a close game.
Is it? Oh shit, it is.
I said that last time, and then we pulled away by like 3,000. Just gotta keep the pressure up.
This guy underneath on the left side. Kept shots on him. He's not in the pit.
Are they going to B? I think they're going to B.
I'm pushing A.
Oh, I got beat down when I killed that guy. Gotta go and C right now.
Do you think you like the movement in the new Advanced Warfare?
Yeah.
I
think it'll be
pretty excited for it.
I think it'll be a nice change of pace that's much needed. Like, something needed to be done about that formula, and I'm so glad that they decided to make some moves. The disappointing part of it is, like we've seen with so many games time and time again, there's going to be people like, "You've ruined Call of Duty. This is the worst game I've ever played. The game is dying because of you." Time and time and time again. So, look, people... Oh, that was bad on your part, dude. People claim that they don't want the same game. Then when someone does something different, it's like, they get berated for it and lots of hate. So... that's the big thing I'm anticipating. And the other thing I mentioned, Colin, was like, all those people shitting on Titanfall, like, the fuck, right? Like, aren't they going to be playing the same goddamn game?
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. No one's going to be utilizing the movement stuff. Not really. So maybe that'll work. Maybe it'll mean that no one complains about them ruining the game.
No, it will. Are you guys enjoying the classes you picked so far?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I'm working towards Blade Dancer, like, which is going to completely change the way I'm playing this. Oh, that was an 8. But for the most part, I mean, really the only unique thing about this class is the golden gun currently. And the double jump, I guess, since the other ones don't have double jump. Oh, even Warlock kind of has a double jump, you know?
Yeah.
You're crushing them.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Send them home crying.
You've got 10 seconds.
Got him. Why is that popping up?
On to the next fight.
The best around.
And Dark's in.
Alright. Take us to the tower for wrap up.
Yep.
Look at you getting legendary engrams. Oh, it's only a chance to be.
You dropped that 30 bomb, Colin?
Yeah, starting to get it. Yeah, I didn't play during beta at all, so it's like still trying to learn shit. Does the game have any true skill matchmaking? You can probably speak more to the matchmaking than I can. It doesn't seem like they have anything special.
So look, when we played, I don't know how they were grouping us together. We had some close matches. We actually lost one. We lost a skirmish, 3v3, or it might have been control 3v3. I don't remember. We lost one though. It was me, Tense, and Phobos. So I think it was a skirmish. And then we played that same group again, and we smashed them pretty bad. So I think that there's something there, maybe. The other thing is, like, we played some people that were outside of our level range for skirmish, which I didn't talk a whole hell of a lot about skirmish. So we played 3v3 skirmish, and skirmish is basically team deathmatch with revivals. I was telling Skyless that it's pretty similar in like the way it plays out, not in that it is the exact same thing, but the way it plays out is kind of like kill confirmed, where there could be like this alternative objective to just killing people by reviving your teammates, because that earns you points. So, if you're doing well by slaying and you're reviving your teammates, that means that you're probably going to win. So it certainly adds a different element to the TDM that is not just the same old thing, and it's tolerable to play. But I think that there might be something there. But anyway, we played some levels like 17, 18 dudes. People that were in the stream earlier saw this, and we just beat their ass, like badly, like really badly. They might have got like 4 kills, and we had like 15 or 16 or 17 or something like that. And the 2 high-level dudes just dipped. Like, both of them left, and left the one like level 12 or 11 by himself. So obviously that, I think that it was trying, but again, this is that comparison I made on the one time, Colin, with I think I said the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos, right? Like, the Denver Broncos are supposed to light it up, right, at the Super Bowl last year. They're supposed to light it up. They got that ass smacked, right? They got beat 40-something this, 6? They got smashed, right? And that's supposed to be a fantastic matchup. And the way matchmaking works sometimes is like, look, we're playing against human beings. It could try its best, which maybe they are trying their best. I don't know, because I can't speak to it. I haven't played enough. Some people are just going to get smashed. There's nothing you can do about it. Some people are just going to get smashed. We got paired against 2 people that had probably better gear than us, higher levels, and they got absolutely obliterated, like not even close. That's just the way it rolls. That's how matchmaking rolls sometimes.
How much content's in the game story-wise? I don't think there's hard numbers on anything, but I think it's like I've heard 20 to 25 missions, like 3 to 4 strikes. That's what the layer was, right? It was called Strike.
Yes.
And then 1 endgame raid, 2 if you're on PlayStation. And side missions, there's like all sorts of areas on the world which you can only go to if you're higher level. But I'm not sure how much that adds up to. No, we didn't talk about Microsoft buying Mojang. That was one you wanted to bring up, Cal.
Oh yeah, I actually had that in my notes. So I mentioned this on the stream before the show started. Microsoft is reportedly buying Mojang for $2 billion, and if you don't know who Mojang is, you should. I think most of our viewers probably know, but Mojang is the developer behind Minecraft. I asked Colin what he thought about that valuation, basically $2 billion, and you thought that was a little high.
That's really high for a studio that's made one game, and it's not like a super tech-heavy game.
It has a lot of people though.
It has a lot of people, but I don't know.
Facebook has a lot of people.
They'd essentially have to make back all that money on Minecraft alone. Unless they have some crazy cool secret project. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I feel like
$2 billion is a lot of money.
It is.
That's a lot of money. More than I have,
is.
that's for sure.
I
could not buy Mojang.
Look, I think the underlying issue is like, people look at Microsoft and they're like, what is Microsoft doing? Like, they see big corporate company, and I think they're worried about little old Mojang and what that means for the Minecraft community. I think that's the big underlying issue of why this is a big deal. So
really, the only ones that have anything to lose are the people playing on PlayStation or mobile, I guess. Because PC is Windows, But yeah, it is like, what are their plans besides make money off of it,
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just feel like Minecraft is a pretty big brand. I don't know if $2 billion is enough, to be honest.
You don't think it's enough? That is ridiculous.
Look, I'm just saying this because
it's not like they make all the money off of the copies that already sold. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I understand, but it's just a big brand. Like, it's hard to dispute. I would say if you looked at YouTube, right? You look at this Twitch stream, right? You look at the personalities around the game and how much money they're probably making within the community, within the ecosystem of Minecraft itself. How many spawn-offs does it have, right? Like, I don't know if $2 billion is enough. Like, I just don't.
I think that's crazy. I think the phrase "I don't know if $2 billion is enough" is a little crazy.
Look, I think it's a lot of money. I think that I would be like I'd be hard pressed to be like, give me more money. But I'm just saying, I feel like the brand itself might be a little undervalued even at $2 billion.
Dynasty says Microsoft bought Rare and that turned out well.
Yeah, I mean, and Microsoft does. To be fair, Microsoft doesn't necessarily have a great track record, right, with this. So I think that's another concern as well. Is it possible that Microsoft will let Mojang keep Minecraft on PS and just let them collect money from PlayStation gamers? That's a very big possibility. It's not like they're gonna pull. They wouldn't pull the game. That would be outrageous.
Anything else before we
Is that it? Is that it? Wrapping
wrap
up?
up?
Oh, Kupo asked about the subscriber thing, right?
Right.
So, um, there's a couple things I'm working on with the subscriber stuff. If you guys are frequent viewers of the show, you probably noticed that I might have this. Yeah, I have the subscriber button now, right? The channel has been redesigned slightly. I changed around some icons, the design of some stuff. I'm streaming now. My stream schedule is really fucked up, but it works for me, and that's what's important to me. Is like getting on a schedule that works for me. So I'm gonna be streaming consistently. It's just gonna be really early in the morning, and obviously Frag Logic every night at 9 on Tuesdays, and so the thing with the subscribe stuff, you know, obviously I appreciate all you guys' support. I both Colin and I do this because we love doing this stuff. It's fun. So I've been trying to think about some different things to do, and the subscriber eulogy is something that I think is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna explain that one first. Custom emotes, I think everyone understands that. Got the Arc Logic right now and the Arc Rant. The Arc Rant is the picture from my vlog, and Arc Logic is obviously Frag Logic logo. I know we had a lot of people like the show, so if you subscribe, you can get those too. As of right now, the more subscribers we get, the more stuff we want to add in, and we want to make people a part of that process of choosing what emotes will come next. Subscriber only games already started playing with people that are either, it doesn't really necessarily have to be subscribers. You could be a viewer, a subscriber on YouTube, but I think having that exclusive, like, hey, let's do that, that's going to be cool. Obviously it does support the stream. It's going to help with us doing some giveaways in the future. I actually already have, Colin, did I tell you about this? Did I tell you about the games that I have?
No.
Do you have the cameras up?
Yeah, I have cameras up.
Okay, let me go over here. So I got 3 copies of Titanfall on Xbox One. You guys can see it right there. I'm not shitting you. 3 copies of Titanfall to give away. We got some. I got some Elgato stuff. My old capture cards. I have one that hasn't been used. So that's gonna help get some of that stuff. And there's some other stuff I'm thinking about doing that I think would be cool. This guy is trying to push this guy off the map, who's idle.
What?
It's happening right in front of me.
That's murder.
It is. Okay. But the subscriber eulogy thing. So what I want to do for anyone that is a subscriber, I want you guys to write something. You have something written, and what we're going to do is either me or Skylus or whoever you want to read it on our team. They're going to read it, and then we're going to post it on our channel. It's going to live there forever. So as long as it's not like,
is that on the YouTube channel as well?
Huh? No, it's not yet. There's not one there. I don't think I've talked about it yet in depth. This is like the first time I'm describing what this is. So you email or write us, or however you want to get in contact with us, what you want us to read out aloud, and we're gonna post it on our channels, and it's gonna live there forever. That's your eulogy. So I thought that would be pretty cool. I don't know anybody that's doing that. That seemed like that'd be pretty awesome, and I want to do that one. So that's all I got right now. Nope, nothing about the Razer Sabertooth on Xbox One yet. Pot even.
Oh, oops.
When is my updated setup video coming? When it's done. It's done when it's done. I got no date for you. Are you guys getting Smash 3DS? Nope. Also, will we be able to request the comment be taken down? Sure. It could be as long as you want. Actually, I'm gonna think about that. Colin, if you had to read something,
What?
what would you say your max word count would be?
My max word count?
Yeah,
I've never
500
really given
words.
any consideration. Sure, 500.
500 words. 500 word limit. Do you guys watch any movies lately? I have not. Well, I take that back. I watched Rain on Me, which has Adam Sandler and Don. I never remember how to say his last name. Don Cheadle?
You got it.
Thoughts on the new 3DS? Hey, it's gonna do its thing, right? Like Nintendo's gonna do their thing, that they always do. But now they're gonna start competing with. They've already been competing with mobile, but iPhone. They're making this big deal about gaming with the iPhone 6. So we'll see. Skyless Dolphins hype.
I've been showing the Tom Brady pictures.
Well, Colin, you got anything else?
No, I have nothing else.
All right. Well, go ahead and sign off
All right.
for the day.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. They will probably both be streaming some more Destiny tonight, or tomorrow, either or. So thanks for watching our Destiny initial impressions Frag Logic episode. We'll be back to your normal Frag Logic programming next week.
Yep.
So thanks again. Have a good night, guys.
Later.